needs courage to tell the ordeal that they went through. But for the sake of the demand or the need to speak up bravely for the Filipino people and for the country, nothing will hold them back to share their life stories and give motivation and education to us here in our program, Drug Free Philippines Movement. Guys, this is the moment that we have been waiting for. Let us hear the life testimony of our guest and co-host. May we first call on to Mr. Mark Anthony Tantonco. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So good evening, everyone. So I'd like to start with how I move my life from day to day, and I would like to share how empowered I am with the verse, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Philippians 4:13. Why? Before I go to my story, I'd like to introduce to you guys kung ano yung katayuan ko ngayon, where I am today, and how I would want my life to move forward. Currently, I am a branch manager for FWD Insurance. Also, I am an associate director for Greenfield. Before that, I was part of FWD. I was also part of AXA as branch manager for 2 years. Before that, I was part with Sun Life. Sun Life ako talaga, parang all my life, I thought hindi na ako aalis sa Sun Life. For 6 years, I was top rookie noong 2011. Kaso pagdating when I got my AAA manager title, and my team was already growing so fast, that's also the same time that I was put into rehab for drug use. So going through my story, I would like to start my story with my struggles. Pero more than any credentials that I see, more than the title that I have, I know that our lives, my life, has a purpose for everything. And God has a purpose, indeed, has a great purpose why I am here with you today, and why I am able to be able to share my story. And my story was just empowered with love. Back in the days in 2009, I am unaware of what is HIV. Also in those times, mataas din ang death rate ng Philippines pagdating sa HIV. To connect to what I am trying to say, 2 of my closest friends, a year after my diagnosis, died. Considering na lahat kami is already at the known hospital, I was confined with St. Luke's. I was given actually 3 months of tanning by the infectious disease. Na hindi na daw ako tatagal more than 3 months because of the condition of my health during that time. 2 of my friends, yung isa sa Makati Med namatay, yung isa sa Medical City namatay. My point there is, it's not about the hospital. It's not about the credentials of the doctors. Because during that time, the awareness of the doctors, even those medical practitioners, are not fully aware of how to handle HIV cases. So I don't blame them, and I don't blame anyone. It's just that right now I am very thankful that there are a lot of movements going on to help people like us. And kanina when Sir Mark is sharing about drug use and HIV, natatawa ako deep inside kasi sabi ko parang yan yung mga mundong na pinagagalawan ko noon. Wherein, the drugs and the user, having HIV was coinciding. Pero in defense to my case, wala naman ako nahawa. Well, because I am already undetectable 2011 until present. So even those that are known to me until now are still friends with me. Some of them are still under my team. And it is just to boost the encouragement that once a person is already with HIV, doesn't mean it's a death sentence. But during the time, when I was confined in St. Luke's, I was there for 3 months. Prayer ko lang noon, Lord, makahinga lang ako, masaya na ako. But there is, syempre, sinabi sa akin ng doktor, hindi ko kasi alam kung ano yung sinasabi niya ang HIV, so oo lang ako ng oo. Nag-Google pa ako bago ko nalaman, yun pala yun. Pero during that time, of course, nag-rush lahat ng emotions na hindi ko alam kung ano yung nangyayari sa akin, what not. Kasi nga, the doctor back then was, just giving you info pero hindi siya yung current HIV awareness na mga nasa clinics ngayon na binibigyan ka ng awareness, paano mo dapat maintindihan yung sitwasyon mo. Dahil nga infectious disease doctor lang siya, sinabi lang niya sa akin yung info. Tapos bahala ka na sa buhay mo. Pero yun nga, during the time when I was almost lost of hope, I am actually in a conservative Chinese family, meaning my dad, my mom, we as a family, we don't really talk much. Not unless we are going to talk about something that is fruitful. Pag hindi yan maganda, hindi yan na pag-uusapan. That's why the struggle for me in recovering with drug use took so long kasi nga I wasn't aware that I need to relate to someone to understand how to recover. So going back, during that time, what actually enabled me to stand was dahil nga hindi kami nag-uusap ng dad ko, pero during the time, it's the first year na nawala, na nawala sa utang yung family. Kasi nga parang all year round, parang my parents are borrowing money here and there just for us to finish our education. Pero during that year, natapos lahat yun. However, in the same year, nagkaroon naman ako ng sakit. Tapos 3 months na hindi pa ako maalis ng hospital. Sabi ko, Lord, wala na kaming utang pero parang ako pa magbibigay ng utang. Kasi nga, tumataas yung bill as I am extended there. So, but then again, inalaman ng parents ko about my case. My dad hugged me, whispered to my ears one message. And that message is, mawala na lahat ng meron tayo, gumaling ka lang. Sabi ko, Lord, if my Father on earth could love me this way, I'm sure that my life will not end today. Sabi ko, hindi pa ako natatapos mag-aral, hindi pa ako nakagraduate sa Papua, wala pa ako napapatunayan, tapos pamapatay na ako. Sabi ko during that time, hindi ko alam if spirituality is true or how true really is it that there is nothing impossible. But then again, sabi ko, like how I have learned that in a small seed of mustard of faith, it could move mountains. Sabi ko, let lead me to how you want me to be. Truth be told, natagalan man yung recovery ko with HIV, with pneumonia. During the time I had pneumonia, it took me 8 months para matanggal ang oxygen tank sa akin. After that 8 months, syempre parang ayoko lumabas, ayoko magpakita sa tao. So lahat ng friends ko from high school, from Mapua, where I studied my college, lahat parang tinanggal ko sa system ko. Kasi nga parang I was shameful, I don't know who I'm to talk to. So these 2 closest friends of mine, sila na lang yung parang nakakausap ko. Pero during the time, hindi ko rin masabi sa kanila that I undergone a treatment with pneumonia because of HIV. Kasi nga, hindi rin ako sanay. Hindi rin kasi naman siya napag-uusapan eh. 2011, by the way, was when Love Yourself was established. That was the same year when ABS-CBN, January of that year, aired that the HIV case for the Philippines is alarming and is rising so fast. Kasi nga, pero during that time, in 2010, when 2 of my closest friends died, sabi ko, ano na gagawin ko sa buhay ko? Wala na akong kaibigan. Tapos hindi ko pa alam, wala pa ako natapos sa education. But then again, my parents are very supportive to simply push me forward na do something. Because at the end of the day, you can only see the fruit of your labor if you started doing something about who you are and what God has given you as a life. So I tried doing sales kasi nga ayaw ng parents ko maging employee ako. Ayaw ko rin naman masayang yung puhunan nila kung mag-franchise kasi hindi ko rin naman alam how a business really works. But then again, yung nag-sales ako, sabi ko hindi ata ito para sa akin. I was actually in that time a person that hates people. I hate conversing to people. I hate people-related things kasi sabi ko, ang gulo-gulo ng tao. Hindi mo maintindihan kung masaya manungkot, mamaya, bukas, kailan na ano na yung magiging attitude niya sa'yo. So, dahil nga, there's a lot of things na hindi ko naiintindihan, I opt not to. But then again, God is so good to simply lead us to things that we are unaware that we can be good at. And yeah, for the same year that I got that my goal in my sales is actually one thing. And that one thing is, hindi ko man natulungan yung mga kaibigan ko noon. That's why I want to help others see the fruit of life. That there is hope in every possibility. Sabi ko, hindi ko na nakita paano sila namatay kasi natatakot din ako no, na baka mahawa pa ako o magkasakit din ako dahil nasa hospital sila. Pero ito na lang yung isang regalong mabibigay ko, hindi lang sa kanila, pati pa sa mga susunod. That's why when I started with Sun Life, my motto was changing lives one at a time. Sabi ko, pero Lord, sabi ko, hindi naman ako makaka-change ng life kung nagbibigay lang ako ng insurance to. Pero hindi ko alam, from the time on until today, my desire for insurance talk is not to sell people insurance. It's not to tell people you need to get an insurance. Kasi nga bakit? What is the teaching of the world in terms of insurance giving? It's all about fear. Tatakutin mo ang tao, ito trouble mo ang utak niya. Kaya nga ang discussion lagi is what if you die too soon or you live too long? Sabi ko, hindi naman ata dapat tinatakot ang tao. Kasi syempre, pag tinakot ang tao at kumuha sila ng policy, kumuha lang sila para doon sa porsyento ng ikamamatay nila. Sabi ko, I want people to get something out of love. Because I see that my life was founded out of love. Sabi ko, that's why I was able to translate the understanding of need into the understanding of want. By simply telling a short script, a short story for people to hear how to really feel what is love. And if you will allow me, this is just 3 minutes, but I would be sharing to you guys why I was tagged as the most brilliant branch manager of AXA during my time with AXA. Is it okay? Raise hand naman dyan. Say thank you.
Good.
So if I am to start, of course, I know that you are all familiar with ICU, with the current case that we currently have with the pandemic, ICU intensive care unit, and according to rules and regulation of every hospital all over the world, there's only one person at a time as a visitor that can go in. Now, the questions that I'm going to be asking next, usually I would want people to internalize more than respond to it. So it's okay na nag-zoom tayo. So if I'm to begin, and I want you to imagine that day and that time that you are to be in that ICU bed, who could be the first person that you could think of that will walk in that room? Is it not? This is the first person that loves you the most. And I hope that you love the person the same. Now, what would be the words that you are prepared to say? Will it be, I am sorry because with this and every other little thing that I have lost to see while I am alive, sana mo unawaan mo makita naman kita? Or would you rather have words that, don't worry, I have everything planned and I have even more. For apart from telling you, I love you, I want to thank you. To thank you for the gift that you have given me, and that is how you believe that I am special. Sa mga oras na niniwala ka na pinaglaban mo ang buhay kong ito, sa mga oras na sinabi mo kaya mo yan na hindi ko na nga sinabi kaya ko, pero dahil sa mga mata mo na nakita ako na may pag-asa ang buhay kong ito. At kung ano man ang narating ko, ito ay isang pasasalamat. Isang pasasalamat na nabuhay ka kasama ng buhay ko. Dahil I couldn't really paint my life any beautiful than how you have given it more meaning. And if I am to tell you how I have gotten the insurance at that moment in time, I write it for a purpose that on my mind, I want it to be a continuity of my dream to the person that I love, whom loved me in the same. And that dream simply is, as you are to be a channel of blessings, I want everyone to know that you were first a gift to me. And if I am to define life insurance, could have been a money for someone someday, for someone like you, there to give the understanding of love and was willing to put it in writing right away. That's why the communication of love for me today ay pinili ko sa mga oras na to, pinili kong mahalin ka ngayon at hindi ko na pinagbukas to. So that's all. Well, that is the script wherein I created in when I was in Sun Life, recovering from drugs, recovering from HIV, connecting every facets that I know, the struggles, the journey, and the desire to simply be connected with people out of love, not out of need. So, yeah, yun din kasi yung nakita ko with drugs. Sabi ko, it is some understanding for people, not only me, but those others, that is pleasurable because of the dopamine spike of whatever scientific term. Pero dahil nga pleasurable siya, there's the understanding of want. So sabi ko, in order to really overcome it, it's not to take away people that I know. It's not to take away the environment where I am in. Kasi it's like running away. Parang at the end of it, parang sasabihin ko lagi sa sarili ko na parang buhay ko yan eh. Sila yung nakasama ko eh. Para kung sinabing puyo sa mga taong kaibigan ko na. Pero sabi ko, meron siguro mas magandang paraan. Sabi ko, if that is something that is wanted, I'm sure that I could have wanted more for something else. So right now, I am actually looking at things that actually develops the desire for how to find myself, to want myself even more. Like working out, like establishing career, like doing this kind of ministry or sharing to people that are already under the struggle. Kasi parang sabi ko, for me, if my life hasn't ended or if the journey is not yet beautiful, I'm sure that God has His own way of leading me there. Hindi pa kasi tapos ang buhay. Di ba? Parang a testimony is only shared when the journey has already its beginning and end. So, sabi ko, why would I share something para anong gagawin ng isang tao pag hindi siya nandoon pa sa end? Yung parang magmumukmuk ba siya? Parang will there be any condemnation? Well, I attest that there should not be, because how can we go to that end if our journey to that end is a struggle? I'm sure that sabi ko nga, in every encounter that I have, it's a test of character. Sabi ko, kasi nga syempre, parang being exposed to drugs also exposed my certain characteristics to be unstable. Pero yun na nga, because my heart is always to connect more than to correct, to complete more than to compete. That's why in that journey, I was able to find the value of the people that I'm with. Sabi ko, isa sa mga bagay na mali na ginawa ko in my struggles was to define something as wrong. Kasi sabi ko, when I am looking at something as wrong, lahat ng nakasama ko mali, lahat ng ginagawa ko mali, pati yung pagbibigay ng halaga dun sa nakasalamuha ko, naging mali. Yung tao, naging mali. So lahat ng gagawin niya para sa akin, naging mali. I will always be defensive in a way that I will not see the fruit of our togetherness, of our being, of the time that we have. And sabi ko, why not look at it as something that I have done, and something that also would not help me be better, but I should also see that this is something that I am in, that I could also help others who is of the same journey. Because hindi naman lahat ng tao are willing to see that they are on a struggle. Lahat ng mga tao usually comes first in denial, na hindi kaya ko to, na malalagpasan ko to, I am better than this, I am controlling this. Pero sila rin yung mga taong nakita ko na because of that personal denial, they were indecisive already in their life. Indecisive of their choice, indecisive of what they are, of how they would be looking at themselves, if they are good people or not. Yung parang nawawala yung sense of identity because nawawala yung sense of pride to simply look at myself that I am also loved. Love in a way, not because of what I am able to do, but because I was born. Sabi ko nga, the beauty of the message of love was simply given because of a life, and that life was given a name. And that's why sabi ko, I am very thankful that this opportunity came, not only for me, but for also for others. Kasi nga parang, kung tutusin, di ba, parang temptations are everywhere. And whether or not if I say that I am in recovery right now, that I am not using today, that as you can see, I am very sober. Pero of course, I couldn't tell when and what time and what day will there be another event. But if there's one thing that I could share, and that is, sabi ko, Lord, totoo nga yung sinabi mo, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Because parang, kung titignan kong buhay ko, I was put into rehab 4 years ago. I was actually the worst when I came out of rehab because of a lot of family issues. My struggle with family, they were my family almost disowned me during that same year that my dad died because of pancreatic cancer, because of a message na bading ka kasi. Nagpatawag pa ng mga pastor sa bahay, nilagay ako sa gitna, inanil nila ako kung ano daw problema sa akin. Sabi ko, shit, hindi lang pala drugs. Pati pa yung pagkatao ko, mali. Parang sabi ko, natanggal na yung source of income. Parang tinatanggalan pa ako ng say-say bakit mabuhay. Pero sabi ko, Lord, sa journey na to, ikaw na lang kasama ko eh. Hindi ko na alam kung yung pamilya ko is for me or against me. Pero true time, God is so good. We healed this one as family. They began to understand me slowly. I was able to speak out to myself, to them, because yes, I was a leader to many, but how I speak today that you hear, this is something that they don't know of. Because for them, they see me as a person na sinayang ko kung ano meron ako. And ngayon, yung time na meron ako, I wasn't able to share it with them because they were always nitpicking kung ano yung mga mali ko. Kaya nga sabi ko, yung mga struggle ko sa buhay became a message not only for the people that I am with, but I wanted to be a message for everyone. That we could inspire each other for the possibilities, not for what they have done. Not for who they are, not for what they are today, but for what they are to become. Because yun din yung nagbibigay sa akin ng hope, ng faith, sa journey of the end. That this life doesn't talk about wealth. Kasi sabi ko, during the time that I was in Sun Life, I was earning 500 to 1 million a month. Ngayon, nasaan na lahat? Sabi ko, kung mababago ko yung principle of what is life, simply because by telling people, more than having something that is tangible, have you forgotten that we are someone valuable simply because we are children of God? So that's all. And thank you for listening.
Okay. That was a wonderful, inspiring story from Mark Anthony Tantonco.